Regarding Aseh lecha Rav, make for yourself a rabbi. This is found in Pirkei Avot, in chapter 1, Mishnah 6. Does one need to hold exactly like one's rabbi, or may one hold differently in some areas if one feels in their own study that another opinion is correct? I believe the usage of the word hold in the Jewish community is a Jewish one, maybe a translation from Yiddish. I don't know in English if that's how we would say that. I'm not on Zev. In general, we say that. I hold like the Rambam, I hold like Maran. I don't know if that's... Rabbi Yonatan Halevy says, Rabbi Yonatan Halevy, just an interesting historical note, was the rabbi of Yeshu HaNotzri, otherwise known as Jesus. Now, yes, there's an argument among the rabbis, is it the real Jesus, a different Jesus? And let's suffice it to say that we believe it was the Yeshu HaNotzri. And he writes this Mishnah, Aseh lecha Rav, ukneh lecha chaver, make for yourself a rabbi, acquire for yourself a friend, judge everybody favorably. It's fascinating. By the way, if you'd like to look, there's a famous book of the notes of the Lubavitch Rebbe of blessed memory on Pirkei Avot. I know it's a rare source for me to quote, but I once saw it many years ago in Biurim the Pirkei Avot in volume 1. He writes there an interesting idea that he had about why, of all people, would the rabbi of Yeshu write this exact Mishnah of judging people favorably. How we know that Yeshu left Judaism, according to our rabbis, because his rabbi didn't judge him favorably. It's an interesting conversation to have for a different time. I once gave a shiur about it, Yeshu in the Talmud, but I never uploaded it to YouTube. It was an internal Kehillat HaShamayim shiur. The Rambam there is very important. Aseh lecha Rav, make for yourself a rabbi. Make for yourself a rabbi, obviously, would mean that every person has to have a rabbi to follow. I follow everything this rabbi tells me. You hear this a lot. I want to follow, and I follow, and I follow. The Rambam there writes that the reason you have to have a rabbi is kedei shetisa v'titen imo b'divrei Torah, so that you can go to this rabbi whenever you have a question on halakha, you can give and take, you can have an argument, a conversation about halakha, because, and Rabbeinu Ovadia Mibartenura adds over there, quoting the Rambam, that it doesn't help a person to know halakha on their own. A person needs to clarify this thought, to refine what they were thinking, to make sure that they don't make mistakes. That's why a person needs a rabbi. Not to tell them what to do. A stupid person needs somebody to tell them what to do. Who is the Mishnah talking to? A stupid person? The Mishnah is talking to Klal Yisrael, saying, you, Talmidei Chachamim, need a rabbi. What does it mean, a rabbi? Somebody that you can go to discuss matters of Torah with. Not somebody to follow. We're not other religions. We're not Catholics. We don't follow a savior. He's not my Rebbe, my intermediary between me and God. He's my rabbi, meaning someone that I trust, who has the halachic knowledge in which I can bounce ideas off of and clarify the truth. And if you look in the Talmud, Masechet Avodah Zarah, page 19a, over there the Talmud mentions the very same thing. That a person should have one rabbi. Why one rabbi? Only matters of halakha, not in matters of sivara. So when you're learning logic of how to study, how to analyze things, you want as many perspectives as you could possibly have. But when it comes to halakha, to learning law, you want to have one rabbi. Why one rabbi? Because when you receive a tradition, both rabbis are going to teach you how to put on tefillin. The words they use, the style in which they teach, the things they're going to tell you are going to be different. They phrase things different. B'fchinat, like our rabbis say, en shnei nevi'im minabim be'oto signon, that b'signon echad. Prophets don't prophesy. They may say the same thing. Do teshuvah, go back to Israel. But they say them differently. That difference in opinion in areas where you need to be able to analyze texts, in those areas you need to have clarity. And in order to have clarity, make for yourself one trusted rabbi whose words you can recall. Sometimes people ask me a halakha question. I said, I know what halakha says. Lo shamati mipi rabotai, but I didn't hear this clarified at the hands of my rabbi. So I'll tell you what halakha, but I don't know that I received this properly from our parents. The Gemara Masechet Yevamot, in Kuf Tet, page 109, Amud Aleph. It says, Ra'ah achar ra'ah. I'm not cursing you, I'm cursing them. Evil after evil will befall the person that sticks himself into areas of halakha without consulting. So what does it mean? In a situation where you're a dayan, you're a judge, and a question comes before you, and there's another judge in the city who's greater than you, you can consult with them. Why do you decide to rule on your own? Go here. It's a serious matter. Go discuss it with somebody. Have a conversation with somebody. I was once here, my first year here in San Diego. I got a phone call very late at night from a rabbi here. And I couldn't believe that I got this phone call because most rabbis here don't call me. If they call me, it's only calling me bad names, nothing else. They called me to ask me a question. Whether he should do, so there's a member, I'll ask him to leave, ask him to stay. At the end of the conversation, I said, Rabbi, I really appreciate you calling me. We really don't know each other. A little bit. I'm many years your junior. Why would you call me for advice? And he said, Yonatan, you're the only rabbi in this town who would answer a phone call with my name and the caller ID. And that hurt me in my heart. What kind of world do you live in where rabbis can't even consult with each other? You can't even ask questions on halakha and hashkafa and emunah from each other. We need each other. We must operate together. We might not agree at the end, but at least I had a sounding board. He said I didn't agree with what I told him, but he had a sounding board to hear another opinion, an objective voice in a matter. That's why I said Charav. Our parents, I'm a little bit, it's not hurt, it's frightened. In early years when I was with our parents, I sat mamash at his table. Any question I asked, he would give me an answer. In later years, and recently it's been even worse since you've started sending me tough questions, all of you. When I call to ask a question, he says, Rabbi Yonatan, what do you think? I tell him what I think. He says, good, do it the way you think you should. Our parents, help me. Our parents' attitude, I taught you how to fly. Now fly. That was my point. My purpose was here. You want to discuss a matter of halakha with me? Recently we had a question about mikvaot. I had to ran a few ideas by him. Said, I accept. That's a good logic. Do it. That's why I call. Once I want to know, this was 11 years ago already. Should I go up to Har HaBayit or not? To Temple Mount or not? Is it allowed? Not allowed? You know the politics there. How about said go? I said, why? But they said, Rav, go and made a place where you could go. I said, okay, has the Rav been? He says, no. I said, okay, so I'm not going. I said, Chas v'shalom, Rabbi Yonatan, I'm not Moshe Rabbeinu. Torah is not me. You do what you know is right. And I didn't go because at that point I got news that I would have to leave Eretz Israel. And the words of David HaMelech in my heart, Mi ya'aleh b'har Adonai, u'mi yakum b'mkom kodsho. Who will merit to go up to the mountain of Hashem? I felt so bad that I was leaving Israel. That I couldn't bring myself to visit the Temple Mount. Can't visit the Temple Mount. You can go to the Temple Mount. To visit, I'm not a tourist. It's my home. And when it's my home, I'll go back.